The party consisted of Al, a human bard, BJ and Donkey, both gnomish druids, and Arvine, a human ranger. However, Arvine's player couldn't make it to the first session, so I wrote down that she had arrived on the island sometime beforehand, which would have given her ample time to learn a bit about the island. At our next session, I sent Arvine's player a private message briefly explaining what they knew about the island, including. Okay, let me back up for a second. I had this idea of somehow including Homestuck trolls in my campaign, which was probably a bad idea, especially since I was the only person in my group who had actually read Homestuck. Now, I could have just called them trolls, said they're not the same as the trolls in the monster manual, and be done with it, but I thought I would use the monster manual trolls at some point during my campaign, and I didn't want to confuse the two because they had the same name. So I thought about the Homestuck trolls some more, and I noted how their horns were colored like candy corn. Additionally, Homestuck trolls have 12 different colors of blood, not counting mutants, and this girl often likened the different colors of blood to flavors of candy. So I sent Arvine's player the message, and the first reaction I got was,
Candy trolls! Are they made of candy? They have to be, because then why would they be called candy trolls?
it didn't take long at all for me to realize just how grave a mistake I had made. So now Arvine was determined to taste the flesh of every single type of candy troll on the island, just because she thought they were made of candy. To be clear, she's not spotting random trolls and shooting them on sight. She's just killing and eating the ones that, well, were trying to kill her, so her actions would be justified. Kind of. Meanwhile, BT was also gathering vials of candy troll blood that he would use for. Something. I guess he's looking to study them? I couldn't tell you. The party found themselves in the middle of the forest, surrounded by trees, bushes, and snow. Out in front of them, a group of men was standing in front of a cave, ready to charge in and defeat the terror that was threatening their village. Suddenly, a massive white boar charged out of the cave, goring one of the men on its tusk, and stopped in front of the bushes. Atop its back, Demder stood, staring down at the party, her skin glowing a bright white. Arvine, still under the delusion that candy trolls are made of sugar, believed the white to be icing, and licked her lips. Demder attacked. With just a few hits, Al was brought down to 0 health and vanished. It took her only slightly longer to bring Arvine down to her knees. Bite and Donkey decided to play the cowardly gnome card and hide in the bushes, which allowed Demder to torture Arvine by biting her neck and draining her blood. Afterward, the gnomes got brave enough to step out of the bushes and assault Demder with poison spray and control flame. Demder then decided that this was more trouble than this was worth, and proceeded to cast Thunderwave at such high volume that Arvine, Bite, and Donkey all woke up. Al, meanwhile, was already awake, albeit having suffered some psychic damage. See, with Demder, I was planning to start corrupting Arvine, encouraging her strange diet, until she would eventually turn to full-blown cannibalism. But I think her player already knew what path she was going to go down, because during the next encounter, which was a swarm of angry kobolds intent on capturing the group, Arvine would consistently give the kobolds threats that she would eat them, which I'm pretty sure she did when the battle was over, but neither me nor her player can properly recall. I eventually decided to stop calling the trolls candy trolls and just say that they are what trolls are in this universe, while also making a note to be more careful what I name creatures in the future. Oh, wait, just a couple more things. Okay, let's see. Arvine eventually got killed by grungs, reincarnated as a troll, and then she left the party to run off into the woods, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna eat you little fishies. I'm gonna eat you little fishy. Yeah, yeah, oh, yeah, 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 I got you, man. I'm gonna.